This video is sponsored by the Excelsior Sporting Club, Lion Paw Security Services, and Sigma Sports Management. This is James Luxon and the new English Cruiserweight champion, Viddal Riley.
Yeah.
First of all, how does that feel to hear that?
But right here.
There we go. Prep season's
It feels good. It feels good. It feels good to be a champion. I feel like it's only right. I've been climbing the ranks, been fighting some. I don't think I fought any journeyman, to be honest. I think I've fought good opponents, and my ranking shows that. And everyone that's ranked around me, near me, has a belt of some sort. So I feel like it's just matching of my place to be a champion. So very proud right now.
I mentioned just off record there, we're not going to focus too much on your fight, but one thing I do want to ask you, do you feel now you've picked up your first professional title that sort of takes away the tagline of you're a YouTuber rather than a boxer that some people come out with?
Yeah, well, it has to, I think that's the thing I'm most proud about. The English title isn't the be all or end all of my goals and dreams, aspirations, but I mean, what other YouTuber can say that they're a legitimate professional boxing champion? There's others that can say I got a professional record, I'm undefeated too, I'm a license holder, but you can't say that you hold a legitimate title within the realm of traditional boxing. So now that I've achieved that, I think anyone that paints me out to be a social media guy or a YouTuber is just being mean.
I'm going to mention three names to you. These are three of, if not the greatest cruiserweights in boxing history. First of all, Evander Holyfield, David Haye, and then Alexander Usyk. Firstly, tell me what comes to mind when you hear these names, first of all.
People I look up to, actually. The first thing that came to my mind is they're all people that I look up to for different reasons. Usyk being, the guy that's just willing to fight anybody, dominant, will go to their home country, made difficult fighters look easy, just a complete fighter. David Haye, someone who I feel the most resemblance to, at the end of the day, I'm not Ukrainian. But I grew up in London, and David grew up in London and achieved the amateur titles that I did and more, and was English champion as well. He was actually the first English cruiserweight champion. So David Haye is more of a like for like type thing. And then of course Evander Holyfield, style wise and just his size as well, and how he competed, and that warrior spirit that he has. He's someone that I've done a lot of film study on and like to take tips and tricks from. So those three names, they all mean something to me in different ways.
Now I'm going to ask you to pick these three into three different sections. Firstly, you've got a tag team of one, the one you choose to stand by your side to go to war, one that you need to knock out, and one that you need to duck.
Ooh. So the first one's who would I go to war with?
Yep. By your side.
I'd go with. Oh, that's a techie one, man. It's between Usyk and Holyfield. But if I have to pick one, let's go Holyfield. To go to battle, to go to war, let's go with Holyfield. Someone that I have to knock out.
Yep.
Let's go with Usyk. Just because it would be a mad achievement to do it. It would be like a groundbreaking thing that you've knocked out Alexander Usyk. Do you know what I mean? I don't really want to knock him out at that, but if I had to pick, which in these situations I don't like to be on the fence, I'll pick Usyk to KO. And then what was the final one?
It was duck.
Oh, and then I'll duck David out of respect and just honoring him as the guy to do it before me.
We mentioned Alexander Usyk there. It has been announced that a contract has been signed for him to face Tyson Fury. A date to be announced after the Ngannou fight. Let's talk a bit about that fight with Fury and Usyk. First of all, How do you see it going? Is that a real chess match at heavyweight?
I think Fury wins just because they're both stellar boxers, but the good big guy normally beats the good little guy. Because it comes down to things that are not skill based. It just comes down to nature. So I think I have to back Fury with that. I don't know if Usyk has the firepower to deter someone like Fury. Um, we know he's been knocked down by cruiserweights. He's obviously been knocked down by a Wilder, which is no shame at all. But I just think based on how Usyk, the fighter Usyk has to be to defeat Fury, is very far from his nature. And I think the person Fury has to be to win is closer to his nature and easier to become to win. So I am gonna back Fury. It's gonna be it'd be a lot of hustling and bustling for Usyk to cut the range and the distance. And these are not things that we've seen him do with the bigger guys as much as he has had those fights at Cruiser, him trying to bustle in on a 6'9", 18 stone man that actually has speed and ability. I feel like that might be where he comes up short.
Do you feel we saw a potential blueprint in Alexander Usyk and a weakness when Dubois attacked the body? We've seen it in previous fights, and it's been a real talking point when that fight happened. Is that a blueprint? Is that a way to beat Alexander Usyk?
I think it's been shown anytime that Usyk has struggled is when someone is predominantly working the body. I think that it goes for most good movers, to be honest. As we know, the body can't move. Chisora was whacking away at the body, made it a difficult fight. Tony Bellew whacking away at the body, made it a difficult fight. Breedis as well, made it a difficult fight. Daniel Dubois. So, there's a little running theme there where it's like, okay, anyone that invests in the body and is aggressive. AJ in some of the rounds in the second fight, when he decided to impose his physical presence and invest in the body, had his best rounds as well. So I think it is safe to say that there is a way to win, or there's a method that includes the body work against Usyk.
Have we seen any inkling on a way of beating Tyson Fury yet?
Yeah, yeah. I think we have. Sometimes his defense is a bit lazy, and he gets paid for that when he makes those mistakes, whether it's Otto Wallen, Wilder, Steve Cunningham, early days, John McDermott. Um, there's a few fights where it's like, okay, his defense can be a bit leaky. When he's on form, I mean, it's one of the best things to see when he's sharp and not switching off. But I think Tyson Fury is a man that if he loses it, he would beat himself rather than the other person per se beating him. It'd be a lapse in concentration or a distraction, or he's not fully invested in the fight. Something that comes down to him rather than the guy across the ring actually defeating him.
And just on the flip side, in terms of respect for both of these guys, if they take this fight, obviously it's the best available fight out there for them both. It's the best fight in the division, really, at heavyweight at the moment. How much respect go to both of these men if they take this fight?
I mean, it's historic. These are the fights that we want to see. I don't think the fight is as big as AJ and Fury fighting.
Still, yeah.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I'm a center baseman. Sorry about that.
That's right.
Not bad. Yeah, I don't think it's the biggest money fight. I don't think it's the mega blockbuster of the generation, but I think it is probably second best to that, because we're gonna see an undisputed champion again, and we haven't had one since Lennox, and that was in like 2003, 2002. So it's been 20 years since an undisputed heavyweight champion has been crowned. It's a big deal for boxing history. It's a big deal for the game. And you got to credit both guys if this fight goes through to put their legacy on the line and etch themselves into the history books of a game that's already flourishing with, a crazy amount of history. So both guys have to be respected. if we see the undisputed heavyweight title fight go down.
You mentioned you feel it's the second biggest fight in the division, mainly for financial reasons. Do you see the fight being a better fight if it's AJ Fury than Usyk?
Yes, just because of build up and emotion and energy. I think Fury and Usyk will be a good fight, but I know they have their storyline as well of you ducked me and you're ducking me and Fury insulting him and whatnot, but it doesn't hit the same as an all British heavyweight fight. Two people that have run the division at their separate times. Do you know what I mean? I think that is a bigger fight. I think that's a bigger fight, but Usyk is still a massive one, but it doesn't compare to when AJ and Fury say they're actually fighting. That grabs the attention of not just boxing fans, but sporting fans.
In terms of mention, a money fight, financial side of things, Bob Arum came out and said the Usyk fight is going to earn Tyson Fury £163 million. How much could he earn from an AJ fight?
Well, the reason why Fury is obviously it's not a fact, but just using my brain, obviously Saudi being involved in that fight ups everyone's pay. If Fury and AJ was to fight under the same circumstances, Saudi being involved, he could probably make 200 million. Do you know what I mean? I think it would be, it's kind of like a life hack right now. You know, if you want to get some more bread in your account, then it's good to do business out there. But if that fight was held in Wembley, Tottenham probably wouldn't be his purse. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if AJ and Fury fight in Wembley, Ghana, Jamaica, China, no matter where it is, I feel like that the traction of that fight contributes to the pay to be high, regardless. You know, we all can get paid more than we would if we're lucky enough to deal in the Middle East. But AJ and Fury doesn't have to be in the Middle East to make excessive amount of money.
Just finally, Viddal, in a championship fight, there's 12 rounds. I'm going to throw 12 topics at you. I want you to tell me the first thing that comes into your head when you hear these words.
All right, cool.
First one, Viddal Riley.
Champion.
Next word, champion.
History.
YouTube.
KSI.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Home.
KSI.
Legacy.
Tommy Fury.
What's the first thing that actually came into my head? I don't want to give you no BS. Smart.
Jake Paul.
I highly respect Jake. But that's not one word though. But respect, yeah, I'd have to respect him, yeah.
Ben Shalom.
Young genius.
Jay Opetaya.
Solid champion. Solid champion.
Floyd Mayweather.
Well, there's so many things you can say about Floyd. I can't put it into one word, but I'd say a master.
The Lord Lonsdale belt, or the British title as it's known.
Prestigious.
And finally, 258 management / Anthony Joshua.
Oh, into one word. Innovative.
Perfect. Viddal, I want to thank you very much for your time. Again, congratulations on the title, first of many.
Thank you, man.
And we'll speak again
soon.
Thank
you. I appreciate it. No, I'm glad we managed to get on the call, shout out to you, and thank you for your patience as well.
No, anytime, honestly. Thank you.
Thanks, man.